What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Zirksee, back with another video, man. And first things first, appreciate all the love and support y'all been showing on the videos. Make sure y'all keep running up them videos on the road to 2,000 subs. Today's video, we are talking about scheme teams. And if you don't know what scheme teams are, I'm kind of going to give you a breakdown of what a scheme team is, how you can find it, is it worth it, etc., etc. So I'm going to give you the pluses, the minuses, all that good stuff. But let's just get into the video. So if you're trying to figure out what a scheme team is, and we can go to my roster right now. A scheme team is just literally the pro style, spread, pistol, veer and shoot, multiple, any of those offensive types is the scheme team. So right here I decided to do for y'all the pro style team. And it's 50 out of 50, as you can see. So I don't have a theme team yet because I was trying to put everything together. So of course, naturally, if you have the theme team plus the scheme team, you get a +2 speed. So for some of these players, I'll just show you what they look like without that extra +1 from the theme team. So as you can see, he's 96 speed. If I had the theme team and everything chemmed up and everything, he'd be 97 speed. So one benefit of a scheme team is that you don't have to spend that 15,000 coins. Once you buy a player that fits that scheme, you literally are chilling. So, because I bought Vernon Davis, I don't have to put pro style chemistry on him. It comes equipped with chemistry. So that is one positive of having a scheme team, is where you don't have to spend that extra 15K to change the school or whatever. Like if that player is that chemistry, then it's worth it. So obviously, there's two ways to find these players, and you need 25. So pretty much on offense, it's a little easier because kickers and punters count for these scheme teams as well. So instead of 25 people, you actually get 27 people that can actually be a part of your team on offense. On the defensive side, I don't have a scheme team, but you would have to put all 25 players exactly in order to get the scheme team for defense, because there is no wiggle room with defense. So if you're thinking about doing a defensive one, it's going to be a little bit tougher. You have to really commit to that team. Versus offense, you can at least get 2 or 3 players in the rotation without them actually being a scheme team. Perfect example of that is if you have a B&D player, or if you have players that just don't fit, but you got them B&D in their high ratings. Perfect example of this for me was Harold Fannin. So Harold Fannin is a 95 overall tight end. For Nightmares, he doesn't fit my pro style, so I moved him to second fullback. So he's kind of hiding there. So of course, when the game starts, I can put him as a second string tight end, third string tight end, first string fullback. But he's not pro style, but he can be hidden. Same thing with my quarterback. Brady Cook is actually veer and shoot. But because I have the kicker and punter that's pro style, I can use a quarterback that's not pro style. So some of the quarterbacks that are pro style would be like Baker Mayfield, people like that. So as you can see, and even with Reggie Bush, like I said, +1 speed, and like I said, if you had the theme team on top of that, he'd be 98 speed. So if you want that extra +1, I think it's worth it. The only thing with the scheme team is you have to commit to certain players. Now, if you're somebody who likes to try different cards out, play with different cards, scheme teams may not be worth it for you. But if you're somebody that, you don't really have a favorite card, you just kind of, hey, I'm just here more for the attribute bonuses or here for just quality players, then a scheme team could work for you, because I'm not really sold on any player. I don't have my heart set on any player, so it's not like I need this card or need that card. So a scheme team for me is fine. So and then of course, with Kelly, Campbell, Lemon, and Rock Taylor, that's more than enough on the receiving end. Randy Moss is also part of pro style, but I don't have Randy Moss. So it's up to you. You can mix and match and do things of that nature. But like I said, it's an easy +1. You got Chris Johnson, you got Bush, and you got Al Jalir. And then also the offensive line is kind of soup too, with the 94, 95, 92, 94, 94. But also, again, when you're trying to hide somebody, so let's say they come out with a receiver that you really want, or it's like a fan favorite card, or he goes for your place for your hometown team. You can also hide people in specialists. So as you can see, I'm hiding DK Metcalf because he is spread, so he's not going to help he's not gonna help my chemistry. But if I put him at slot receiver 1 and I had the team kimmed up, like was my theme team, he would be like 95 speed slot receiver, and then I could use DK Metcalf. Why? Because he's a B and D, and I didn't want to get rid of DK because he was a B and D, but it's just something where you can stash players and just sub them in game. So you don't have to get rid of your whole team when you do a scheme team. You just kind of move people around. So again, and another person I moved around, Quintravion Wesner. Again, another guy who he's B and D for me. He's 94 speed, but it's like I can't put him in the lineup because I need the scheme team to activate. So this is where your theme team would come in and give him that +1, so he'd be 95 speed as well. So if you did both in correlation, the speed, the theme team, and the scheme team, like I said, you get that +2 speed back that we used to have in season 3. Now, another thing with scheme team is playbooks, right? So for pro style, that would be Georgia, Michigan, and I'm using Ball State right now, just trying stuff out. So that's another thing. Not only do you have to like the players, but you have to like the playbook. So half of the team out of 50 is literally the playbook. So you see it's 50 out of 50, but if I was to change it, you could see, and I'll just change it to anything real quick, you'll see that now I only have 25 out of 50 or 26 out of 50. So you can see you have to like the playbook as well. So if the playbook, if is there a playbook that you really like, or if there's playbooks that you like, focus on that team because you have to commit to a specific playbook in order to get the 50 out of 50. So if you don't like Georgia, if you don't like Michigan, if you want to try Ball State, whatever is up to you, you have to make sure you actually like the playbook as well. So there's 3 parts into this: the players, the actual playbook, and if you like those players in there, and if it's worth the investment. So, like I said, I think Pro Style is one of the better teams. I think Spread might be the second best, but like I said, if you like the playbook and the players on offense are good enough where you feel like you ain't losing anything, then I definitely say a scheme team is worth it. But if you're somebody who likes to like try new cards and change lineups every couple days, then it may not be for you. But you can find the scheme teams 2 different ways on here. So if you go to catalog, and this is the easiest way to do it, so you got CFB Fan. If you have a computer or you're in the know, CFB Fan, you can go on the website and they literally have the theme team set out for you. But if you don't have CFB Fan or you don't want to do it that way, you can come down to Chemistry and you can literally click Pro Style. So in Pro Style, it tells you every single player on the game that has Pro Style. So then that way you can go in and you can say, okay, what receivers do I need? What quarterbacks do I need? So as you can see, Cam Newton, Baker Mayfield, David Warren, Sam Levitt, and just Brendan Locke. So these 5 would fit in Pro Style. So if I was to sell Brady Cook off and buy Cam Newton, then I would be able to, have an extra slot again where I could put another player that may not have the Pro Style chem, but I can sneak him into my lineup somewhere. So that's something to think about too when you're doing it. But yeah, so like I said, so that's Pro Style. You can see Moss, Bush, Vernon Davis. And like I said, Moss is a good card. I wasn't willing to spend, 700K when Delvin Campbell and Rock Taylor are both 95 speed as well. It's a little different for Reggie because Reggie's going to be like 98 speed. So that threshold he hits is a little bit different. Once I get my theme team together as well. So that's why I chose Reggie and Vernon over Moss, because these 2 are pretty much the same when you look at them. Because like I said, when you click Delvin, I mean, you see it right here, 6'4", 95 speed as well, all 90 route running. So pretty similar to Randy Moss, and he doesn't get the gold jackpot, obviously, but 96 spectacular catch, 90 catching traffic, 95 speed. I mean, more than enough to do without Randy. But if I wanted to spend 800 more coins or whatever the case is, I could. Also, same thing with Martellus Bennett. I think more bang for your buck would be to get Vernon Davis. Bennett is 93 speed, so he could get to 95 speed. But I just felt like Vernon Davis is just a little bit more bang for my buck. 300K versus 700K. I'm okay with spend. I spend coins, but I'm very cheap, so that's another thing. But yeah, like I said, man, you can come in here, and if you're ever curious of like, okay, who team is the best right now, like you can see, like Pro Style has 200 players since the game came out. You can see that like Viren Shoot only has like 102. You can see spread has 200 as well. So that's probably why they're the best too. So you got air raid as well. So like with air raid, it would be Kyler Murray, Kyle Pitts, Xavier Worthy, Stephon Diggs. You get Cardinal Tate, Evan Stewart. So air raid, you definitely got a good quarterback. You definitely got good receivers. You definitely get a good tight end in Kyle Pitts. But the offensive line would be a little lacking. As you can see, you got some 92s, which it's not the end of the world if they're 90s, but they would be a little short on offensive line, but they would have the star power at receiver for sure. You would definitely have a great quarterback, great receivers, and a good running back in Wisner. Wisner's not terrible at all. So air raid is definitely not a bad choice either. So I would say pro style is definitely number one. Air raid is definitely number two. And then I would probably say it's either between spread or maybe multiple, but let's check out spread. So with spread, you get LaMichael James, you get Zeke, you get the Tabor Pennicard, Camper. So again, good quarterbacks, good running backs, good receivers. Also Dylan Sampson, when we get to level 50, will be on the team. And this is spread. So and you get Jeff Injuries, good tight end. So we got a quarterback, got receivers, got tight end, right guard. I don't see too much offensive line help, which that may be the thing. Pro style has probably the best offensive lineman, but you definitely got enough weapons at receiver and running back to be okay. But yeah, the offensive line is a little struggle bus for the spread offense. But like I said, man, depending on your playbook, depending on what players you like, look through. I guess at the end of this, in review, is Scheme Team worth it? It's not necessarily worth it if you're committed, but if you want the +2 speed back, it's worth it. And if you don't care, or if you have a playbook and you have a scheme that you really like, and if the players that fit that scheme aren't a big drop off for you, I would say do it. Because what happens then when all these drops come, you don't even have to worry about it because it's like if the people are not pro style, you're not even looking at drops, so you're able to save a little bit more coin. But if, like I said, if you're somebody that needs to have every best card every single time it comes out, Scheme Team may not be worth it. And we kind of at the point of the game where +1s, they may or may not make a difference. +2s may not make a difference because we're going to be close to 99 in probably another month or two. So, just think about that. But I think it's worth it. Like I said, I think we at a point now with the 95s, 96s. By the end of the season, we'll have so many good cards that's in cut that every team should be pretty decent. Like Pro Style just has the best offensive line, but the other styles and chemistries have really good receivers, really good running backs, quarterbacks. So, and like I said, it's really just a preference of what you like. How do you like to play, and is there a playbook in that specific chemistry that you really enjoy? So, yeah, that's about it, man. And like I said, you can do the same thing for defense if you wanted to. So if you wanted to see, okay, who's the best people for 4-3, you can come here and you see the 4-3, you get McCoy, you get Spice Adams, and you get pretty much 3 of the best corners, free safeties. So, like I said, each strategy, each chem has its pluses, has its minuses. So it's just up to you to figure out, can you get over the pluses and minuses. But, with this 4-3 team, you see it. You get McCoy, Spice Adams, Dexter Lawrence, Champ Bailey, Charles Woodson, Rod Woodson. So you get a lot of talent at the secondary. The linebackers are a little outdated with Eccles, but, your secondary is going to be so stacked to where it won't even matter. So I may do the 4-3 chemistry just because they have like I said, the best secondary on the game pretty much. They can lock down anything, and you will have McCoy, Adams, Dexter Lawrence on your team with a good middle linebacker. So yeah, man, but that's about it. That's the video. Like I said, let me know if you want to do a scheme team, if you got any questions about scheme teams. But like I said, man, it's really up to you. I just wanted to kind of break it down, explain the positives, negatives, things like that. But like, comment, subscribe on the video, man. It's your boy Zig the GOAT, and I'm out.